People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, on a regular basis, I make a point of I'm just a football fan and I don't know how transfers and all of these things work. No honest average football fan does. Yes, we know staggered payments and things like that, but we don't really know how transfers work and how they're structured unless you're in that world. And similar goes for sponsorships and many different finances around football. I know many football fans like to brag about pointless finances and finances and sponsorships in general in football, but it is quite pointless and it is something football fans really shouldn't get involved in. But you want to see your club be the biggest regardless of who you support. So 9 times out of 10, if your club's getting more sponsorships and bringing their global brand to a higher level, that technically makes you bigger. But Arsenal allegedly have dropped from 29 sponsors to 20. That means 9 sponsors have dropped out. Specific reasons as to why they dropped out or whatever, I don't know. Obviously, immediately you'd think for the last 2-3 years, including this now, we've been underperforming. So maybe they deem these partnerships, beyond the fact that it's Arsenal, top 6 club, one of the most followed clubs in the world, not quite practical with the finances involved. Maybe some of these contracts just came to an end. Of course, there'll be other new sponsorships being announced. In fact, last season, didn't we announce cryptocurrency and all of these other things? And we keep doing that. But it is concerning, especially when you look at them, look at the deals. You see some big names. You see Betfair, you see SBL, you see Sports Pezza, you see Star, you see Tempo Bet, you see PYD, you see Gatorade, you see Bet Construct, if I haven't said them already, and 12 Bet as well, SPL as well, SBL as well. So these are some top names and top followed brands in many different divisions. So to lose their sponsorship and whatnot, obviously, we don't want to lose any money, but that money, I don't want to say it's not going to affect us, but the club is still going to be running tomorrow. And like I said, we're trying to get more sponsorships and we consistently announce more commercial sponsorships. But you have to wonder, one, how much money possibly is the club going to lose from this? Why these potential sponsors are actually cutting their strings? Is it down to the on-field failures? I'm not too sure. And if it is, it's concerning because whether some people in this club necessarily care about whether we challenge for leagues or not, what you do on the field directly impacts off it. You look at Liverpool, they're announcing new sponsorships all the time and worth a lot of money. So are we, but can we do it to them level? Not just there, but anyone else's level at this moment? No. So it is quite concerning. I'll never know the ins and outs, people, but it is quite concerning in that regards. In other news, Aubameyang's been linked with 2 Chinese clubs and they're ready to give him 300k a week. These rumours aren't going to stop. If you've been following Aubameyang's transfer speculation, he's going Barcelona, Real Madrid and China, so he's got quite an interesting couple of years left in his career. Don't know if I believe that. I mean, it sounds tempting if I'm him. I know he's been to China before. The age he's at personally and the wages and stuff he could potentially earn that could see him beyond his career and set up not just him but his children's potential futures and things beyond the wealth he's already amassed is a tempting one, especially because of his age, but I don't see it happening. Again, offers are offers, to be fair with you, and I would be tempted with China, as would I if the 2 top Spanish clubs really did want him. But at his age, he probably doesn't want to leave yet. He probably wants to finish unfinished business at Arsenal, and he's actually contracted until 2021, forgive me if I'm wrong, so he's going to be in line for contract talks at Arsenal at some stage. I know you've all seen the Kos Monreal links. I can never say his name, but he's been linked with Arsenal. Many people are losing their minds and going, why are we linked with a right back when we're not looking after other areas? I get it, people. I would like to see a left back and a centre half come into this club before we sign another right back, but we need competition for Bellerin. Monreal is a good fullback. For what it's worth, I don't think we're going to get him because either we've got more money than we're led to believe, and I think that's the case. That's why I only like to just talk in speculation. I don't actually know nothing. Or we're moving a bit dodgy, because if we have got more money than led to believe, then fair play, man. You can go and sign as many players as you want within reason. If we haven't, then it doesn't much make sense him signing him. I know technically he can play on the left-hand side. He's done it at PSG, but that's not his thing. Emery likes him a lot. But if he's really 25 million and we only have a mini budget to work with, it doesn't make sense taking a chunk of that budget on someone who is a good fullback and a good player, but isn't exactly addressing an area. He would complement the side, but there's other pressing matters and things like that. He's a United fan. He's been linked with United. I don't think we're going to get him. If I was United, I would be trying to tie that one up if I was them. So I don't feel that one is going to happen. Also, as well, not to get too much into it, but you've seen Koscielny linked with Inter Milan and Fenerbahce. A tough decision is going to need to be made on his career. Monreal the same. He's got a contract offer on the table, but we don't know if he signed it. He's been linked with Fenerbahce, and allegedly the Fenerbahce officials at the Europa League final to talk about El Nene as well. That's the latest report I've said. So 3 players could be going to Turkey. I don't think Koscielny and Monreal will be going to Turkey. I don't think El Nene will either, but it's an interesting one, to be fair with you. And we're really going to have to have our work cut out in the summer, to be fair, man, because there's going to be no hiding place. All that's going to matter is who we have brought in before the season starts and what we have done with the players that can move forward with this club and have been brought in terms of improvement, people. Let me see if there's any other transfer rumours before I wrap this up. R.I.P. Reyes again as well, people. Ian Wright wanted us to sign De Rossi. You're my guy, Ian Wright, but I don't think that's the thing for us right now. We've apparently made an inquiry for Inter Milan's keeper Andrea Redu. Who else is there? That would be decent because we need a second choice keeper. There's not really much else, man. So let me just wrap this up. Oh, we've been linked with La Liga hotshot Yusuf El Nasri. I cannot say his name. Big up my Middle Eastern. He's not from Middle East. What's the country is he from? He's either Morocco or Algeria. Didn't he play at one of them tournaments? Big up my people from around them regions there. But I've never really taken in this player. I've looked on YouTube. He looks a decent player. I do think Emery wants a striker because we've been linked with another striker and Eddie hasn't been given chances, so he doesn't trust him. I do think he wants someone to replace Welbs and that, but I think that's all. Them sort of signings there is more icing on top of the cake. Foundation first, and if there's money spread over, you do that. So seeing another striker linked with us, for me, there's no smoke without fire. If we're necessarily legitly interested in this guy, I'm not too sure, and I don't think so. It does scream like his agent is using us for links, because he's not just linked with us. He's linked with a couple of. He's also linked with a couple of other decent sides. Off the top of my head, I saw Valencia and Real Betis links. So he's quite a decent thingy, man. He's been doing his thing. He joined them from Malaga last season, and yeah, man, they could make a tidy little profit on him, man. To be fair with you. And also, I might as well offer some quick thoughts on Jeffrey Adelaide. I saw him talk about Emery didn't want to utilise him or rate him. And this is what happens in football. We know Jeff arrived at Arsenal with much promise and potential. For me, I think it's a mixture of, at times, possibly not being given enough chances. But I think he had a lot of injuries. The main one is chances, not being given injuries. And when he did try to kick up, he's at that level where he needs to develop, like final third, get your head up, make the right decision all the time. Stop just enjoying football, because if you lot seen Ren, he's a baller. He can drive, he can play. And when you're in academy football, we're in that scene, it's easy to enjoy it. You need to do the right option all the time. And he's still developing. If you've seen him at Angers, he's been playing on the left-hand side, the flanks, and he's been playing in a more central midfield role, and he's been thriving. But he still needs to learn. For instance, do you remember when he missed a penalty? He took a penalty off his teammate and he missed it. Do you remember when was it against Lyon? He's dribbling outside his area from a clearance and he almost lost it and they scored. So he's still got a lot to learn. Obviously, there was Iwobi and a couple of other players, so he wasn't deemed trustworthy enough. So it's sad, because obviously I want every young player to be given chances here, but he was of the age he needs to go and play football. I do think Jeff, and more to a degree, Benassia could have had futures here. Well, it is. He's gone. To only have made 8 appearances here does suck. But like I said, he did have some injuries. But it's nice to see he's gone away. He's worked at it. He's still not there yet, but he's developing at Angers. He's been called up to the under-21 side for France, and it's nice to see not only Jeff, but I like to see Jeff, Marlon, Benassia, all of these players, Crowley now, making all progress and inroads in their careers, man. Hopefully Chris Willett gets some senior football somewhere next season, if it's not at Benfica as well. So yeah, man, I've offered my opinions on everything, so I'm going to keep it moving at this point. People, thank you for rocking and watching with me. Deluded. I'm out.